Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 10, Lesson 68, and today we're tackling one of the most practical skills in all of writing, capitalization, specifically proper nouns. When does a word earn a capital letter, and when should it stay small? By the end, you'll have a single question that clears up almost every case. Let's get started. So, what exactly is a proper noun? A proper noun names a specific person, place, or thing. Not just any one, but a particular one. Compare these. The word river is a common noun. It could be any river at all. But the Nile names one specific river, so it's a proper noun. In the same way, a doctor is common. It could be any doctor, while Dr. Ellis points to one particular person. And here's the rule that never changes. Proper nouns always take a capital letter. Let's start with people's titles. When a title comes right before a name, it's part of that name, so we capitalize it. Governor Richards spoke first. We also capitalize a title when it stands in for the name, as when you address someone directly. How do you do, Governor? There, governor is used in place of the person's name, so it still takes a capital. But watch what happens in a plain, general mention. Have you seen the governor? Now we aren't naming anyone in particular. We're just referring to the office, so governor drops to lowercase. Family words work in much the same way. When a family word is used as someone's name, we capitalize it. This is Aunt Jane. Aunt is part of her name here. And it stays a capital when it stands in place of the name too. Where is Dad? That Dad works just like a first name. But once you put a little word like my, your, or a in front, the family word turns into an ordinary description again. This is my aunt. After that, my aunt is just a common noun, so it stays lowercase. Now think about groups of people and the names they share. Nationalities, languages, and ethnic groups are always capitalized. Greek, Swahili, Native Americans. Religions and organizations follow the same idea. Buddhism is a capital, and so is the Sierra Club, because it names one particular group. It even works for schools and political parties. The University of Iowa, the Labor Party. But be careful. When you drop the specific name and use a plain word like party or club all by itself, that ordinary word stays lowercase. Compass words are a classic trap, so let's be clear. When a compass word names a region, a part of the country or the world, it's a place, and we capitalize it. We move to the south. Storms sweep across the northwest. Each of those names an area on the map. But when the very same word simply points a direction, it stays lowercase. Drive south for 2 miles. There, south isn't a place at all. It's just the way the car is heading. Here's a place where careful students still slip. Not everything that feels specific gets a capital. The seasons, for instance, stay lowercase. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter are just common nouns. School subjects work the same way. History class takes no capital because it names a general subject. But the moment a course carries an official title, World Cultures 2, it becomes a proper noun and earns its capitals. So the test isn't how important the word feels. It's whether the word is a specific given name. Let's turn all of that into one simple habit. Whenever you meet a noun, ask yourself, is this a specific given name, a particular person, place, or title? If yes, capitalize it. If it's just a general word, a governor, an aunt, a direction, a season, leave it lowercase. And don't forget the tricky part. A word standing in place of a name counts as a name too, so it keeps its capital. Master that one question, and capitalization stops being a guessing game. Ready to try a few together? Let's practice. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence with one word missing. You decide whether that word should be capitalized or left lowercase. Pause and try each on your own before I reveal the answer. Have you met the governor yet? There's no name here. We're just asking about the office in general, not naming a particular person. So this one stays lowercase. The answer is governor, small g. We invited Aunt Jane to dinner. Here, the family word sits right before the name Jane, working as part of that name. So it needs a capital. The answer is aunt, capital A. She has studied Spanish for 3 years. Spanish is a language, and languages are always proper nouns. They never lose their capital. So the answer is Spanish, capital S. In this second set, we'll focus on the trickiest cases, compass words and seasons. Same idea. Decide capital or lowercase, and pause before I answer. The geese fly south every October. This south isn't a place on the map. It's the direction the birds are heading. A direction stays lowercase, so the answer is south, small s. Her family settled in the Northeast. Here, the word names a whole region of the country, a place on the map, not a direction, so it takes a capital. The answer is Northeast, capital N. My favorite season is winter. It's tempting to capitalize it, but the seasons are just common nouns. Winter stays lowercase, so the answer is winter, small w. Let's gather it all together. Capitalize a title or a family word when it's part of a name or standing in place of one. Governor Richards, Aunt Jane. But drop to lowercase for a general mention like the governor or my aunt. Always capitalize languages, nationalities, religions, and the specific names of organizations and courses, from Swahili to the University of Iowa. And remember the compass rule. A word is a capital when it names a region, like the South, but lowercase when it's only a direction, like drive south. And the seasons always stay small. In our next lesson, we'll keep sharpening your editing eye. I'll see you there.